Hey man, what do YouTube? It's your boy back again with another video. You feed me. Black Ops 7 Gunsmith changes. Let's see what they talking about. Hopefully they make a change for the better, because I hate Gunsmith. I ain't gonna lie to you. Make sure you subscribe, like, share. Let's get straight to it for your boy DK Dynamite, man. Link in the description, or at in this. I gotta start saying at in the description, because you know what I'm saying. If you don't want to see me talking both, come on. See what's going on with this Gunsmith, man. It's your boy
What's
DK.
going on, everybody? This is DK Dynamite, and tonight we're going to be talking about how Black Ops 7 is changing Gunsmith for the better, an update on Pick 10. I know a lot of you guys want to hear about that, plus a deeper dive into some teasers that you may have missed. Definitely stay tuned. Now, I do want to start this video talking about the HUD. This was a small part of the recent Direct that I'm sure they're going to go in more detail about in an upcoming blog post, probably closer to COD Next.
This game
got me
look
real
good,
excited.
bro. I'm sorry, bro. Bro, this game, this off the looks, it looks like it got the HUD look like IW, Infinite Warfare. You know what I'm saying? The game, Black Ops 4, little Black Ops 4, Black Ops 2 action. You feel me? The gameplay, we see it September 30th. This game it don't look that bad. It look like a regular Call of Duty. You feel me? Really, you know what I'm saying? Graphics ain't never changed. You feel me? So if you one of them weirdos, I ain't gonna say it, but you one of them weirdos, go ahead, stay over there. You know what I'm saying? You not no gamer for real. He's a bandwagoner. I ain't gonna lie. You don't really play games, man.
About a week and a half ago, so the HUD is still grounded, but does break beyond the 2D HUD that we've been accustomed to for quite some time. It's not too sci-fi, as they said, but it is very refreshing compared to the last couple of Call of Duty entries, which have relatively similar HUDs, probably because of the unified engine, the integration with Warzone. Black Ops 7 is going to be a lot more out there when it comes to the interface, which just makes sense considering the game takes place in 2035. I think so long as the game does sell pretty good, and I think so long as the player engagement is hot every single season, we'll still end up getting some more futuristic Call of Duties in the future. But I know right now a lot of folks are concerned that maybe because of some of the backlash BO7 is getting, that we might not end up seeing any...
Man, they don't play COD, bro. I'm sorry. Everybody that plays COD knows the best ones. Black Ops 1. Well, hold on. Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, those are the best. The only reason I say 3 is because it's in PS4 era. Of course it's gonna be better. It's in PS4 era. Black Ops 2 futuristic. Black Ops 3 way futuristic. Even AW was good. AW was great. You ain't never played AW. Shut your ass up. I played that shit. I was over there having fun. But it was good to me. As long as they have shit to do in the game. That's what's gonna kill it. If you like Black Ops 6, there was nothing to do. After you got the skin, that's it. There's no new guns coming out. There's no, so like with 3, y'all know with 3 we had what was it? The operator, the black, was it called Black Sails? I don't know what it was called, but it was like mods. They added them in 6, but they really weren't hitting on nothing. But like it's one gun, I can change the whole upper mod of it. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. That shit changed, and it was week to week basis. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was something new every week, and then you had the skins, you had all that. So when it comes to this game, I think they'll be actually able to do it, because they said it in the direct that they have it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you just gotta have stuff for people to do. This is not the olden times of Call of Duty where you can drop a DLC and then 2-3 months you can drop another one. It's not like that. When these should do them out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna play COD regardless. So if this game's really good, map's good, I'm playing it.
On modern Call of Duty entries for the foreseeable future, but I think we can get at least 1 to 3 futuristic CODs every decade if we're lucky. Now, as you can see from some of the footage, the HUD does reminisce a little bit of BO2 and 3. You can see your primary, your equipment, field upgrade, your score streaks just above that. And there was something really interesting that I think a lot of folks missed upon their first viewing of the Direct, and that is that a specific piece of equipment, probably a tactical, does cause players to hallucinate, where some of their teammates then look like enemies, and some of the enemies could then look like teammates. It seems like it's going to be a new version of the double agent field upgrade that we saw back in Black Ops 6 multiplayer, except this is taking things a bit further, and it's clearly connected to whatever that mysterious gas is from the co-op campaign. Now, it's unclear if that equipment that was thrown is just the base equipment, or is that an overclock upgrade to, let's say, a flashbang or something else. We'll dive deeper into those upgrades later in this video. Feel free to refer to timestamps down below. But I love from the direct that they confirmed with the new HUD we're seeing, they're trying their best to reduce motion sickness. That's been an issue for a good number of people over the last couple of Call of Duties.
That's good.
And they did announce that new features related to the HUD and the UI will be announced closer to launch. It was very clearly information tailored to just campaign and MP, not zombies. So for those curious what the zombies HUD may look like, we'll probably have to wait into a dedicated blog drops, likely in early September. But Legend Lego Unlock did put out this tweet, which I wanted to bring up here today, and it's regarding the weapon kill counter holograms that we saw back in Black Ops 3. Maybe this could be a part of the weapon prestige system as a reward. Maybe it's something that is actually in the MP. They just haven't announced it yet, but I would expect some of those features like...
Yeah, bro, bring that shit back, man. That shit was lit, man. You had the clan one, and then you had the kill counter one. And I don't know what you're gonna do for that third one, but you can do something like a skin or something for each one.
That to make their way back into BO7, considering the futuristic setting. But you guys may have noticed the health bar in the bottom left. I know not everybody prefers a health bar, but the thing is, it'll probably be an optional thing that you can toggle on or off, especially if HUD presets do return, which I would be surprised if they didn't. Now, we got a nice glimpse of a couple of futuristic score streaks like the Sentry Turret, the Dog, the VTOL Warship, and even the Rhino. Luckily, streak looping is actually a perk inside of the multiplayer. I know some...
As long as that shit is in the game, bro. Some of y'all niggas is ass and y'all can't get UAVs. I be on noob streaks. Already done loop through my streaks. What else can I do? So I will be having that perk on. I don't care nothing about type sprint. They did. One thing is dumb. They did say they was gonna do a perk so you can aim and jump in the air, man. I don't stay my ass on the ground then, but I'll probably have it on. We haven't seen it. Hopefully, if they add in something like this, I want to see Ghost perk system return. That's what I want to see. I want to see Ghost perk system return, bro. Because all these damn perks I gotta have, bro.
Folks would have preferred if it was just a base feature. And who knows, maybe based on the beta feedback, they'll end up reconsidering making streak looping just a permanent feature altogether. We'll have to wait and see. But other score streaks that we don't have much footage of that I got told about during the presentation last week include the HKD, apparently a more futuristic version of the attack dogs, but they're drones. There's also the Interceptor Air Patrol, Counter UAV, and even a regular UAV. Sadly, no mention of a HARP or an advanced. Maybe that'll be coming post-launch, which I kind of disagree with because we just had the HARP come during post-launch of Black Ops 6. Would hope to see that during the launch window of BO7, and maybe it will end up releasing. Now, they seem to have streamlined the perk system even more within BO7. I'm sure once we get an actual visual of every perk column and every individual perk, that's when we can go in more detail to break all of that down. But for now, they mentioned no tax print by default. You need a perk to do that, which I think is a great change. No ADS while sliding or diving and wall jumping. That's something that hasn't been received all that great so far, since you're probably going to want to run gung-ho and maybe even dexterity.
Yeah, right. You got to think about it. How many perks are like actually in this game? Because perk for looping. He said perk for the aim and the slide. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But the perks for tech sprint. How many perks are in this game? Because then you got the regular perks, cold blooded, ninja, dead silence. Since it's the jumping, I don't think blast suppression is gonna be in the game, but you got what's the other ones? What's the other ones? Whatever the other ones are, you got them. So how many perks are in this game? And then you only get 3 of them. Come on, let me get like 4, 5. Let me get like 5. If there's gonna be that many perks, let me get like 4 to 5. Let me get 4 to 5 perks.
Grades are for those perks, which will then allow you to ADS while you're doing the wall jump or other omni movement abilities. But something that I'm really excited about that we've only seen in a handful of COD titles is the Specialist Streak system. This was something that was actually rumored for BO6 not too long ago. There was even a leaked icon for it, but maybe that was just some early testing for BO7. So if you toggle this on, you won't be earning any of the score streaks, but instead new perks for every major milestone that you hit. So if you hit 200 score, you'll get new perks. Again at 400 score, then 600, but by 1200 scores, that could be around a 12 kill streak, you'll earn every perk in the game, and you can enable specialist streaks through a wild card that you could equip over in the Gunsmith.
Capturing a true story for a
I like that. Oh shit. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Bringing back specialist. You feel me? Because we ain't have viable specialists since when? Can't say MW2. That was the worst streak. That was the worst perk system ever. When was the last time we had one? Vanguard? Shit, nigga, I don't know. I don't know.
But something that I do believe will change Gunsmith and just Call of Duty meta content forever is the addition of Gunsmith build sharing. Yes, I'm aware COD Mobile already has something like this, but the Premium series has never seen a feature like this. Essentially, as we could see from the monitor over in the Direct, you're going to see a code on screen when you put together a build, and that code could be shared with anybody, which will give them instant access to every attachment that you equipped with your code. Now, that's of course considering that that person has all the attachments unlocked. That would allow them to auto-equip everything that you set for the build. But it was mentioned at the presentation that you can import from socials and content. So what I'm guessing that means is you can very quickly share this code with people on your friends list through the whisper or message system in game, or if you're on PC
what's your class setup, bro?
PSN or Xbox, you'll be able to copy and paste that text into the Gunsmith menu to just import a build. Now, something worth thinking about is that if you're not copy and pasting a code, but typing in the code manually, if that's about 20 characters long, give or take, then is that really faster than just equipping the attachments individually, along with equipping all the perks? I guess
it depends on, because at first it's cool. At first it's cool, but it's not going to be that much attachments. You have to make every attachment damn near good. Like long, like, because if it's like 6, 9, if it's like how it's been the past 6 years, bro, everybody's gonna be using the same thing. Reinforcement barrel, might be a muzzle for recoil, you know what I'm saying, grip. It's gonna be the same shit every time. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be the same shit. So now that they added, I keep seeing I love this. They had the ELO back. They had the Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4 ELO. You know what I'm saying? I like this idea, but once it gets to that point to where, bro, we know the best attachments on the gun. Is y'all gonna use the same attachments? You know what I'm saying? So it don't really matter. But I like it. So you watch one of my videos, you know what I'm saying? The best you see the cut, go grab it, you'll get it, you know what I'm saying?
Now, hopefully this is a feature that we can test out during the multiplayer beta in October. But I feel like meta content's been pretty stale in the Call of Duty scene, so I think if anything, this is going to shake up how meta content gets produced in both long form and short form. I feel like this was a type of content that was kind of easy to get into during, I want to say, the COVID days, but since then, only a few creators have really been able to thrive off of this type of meta content. Now, nothing was mentioned about a firing range over in the Gunsmith menu, but I'm sure that'll end up coming back since that's been a feature for the last couple of years now. As far as a weapons list goes, I know it doesn't do anybody too good with not having images or footage of every weapon. They showed a number of different weapons during the Direct, but we're not sure what some of them are. However, the list that I got to see over at Treyarch includes the Peacekeeper Mark I, the M8A1, a pistol called the Orion, the VS Recon Sniper, which is apparently a new version of the DSR-50, the Echo 12 shotgun. It's actually dual action with a rotating underbarrel. There's then the Eagle assault
M16,
rifle inspired by the Rampart, the
A4,
Puma SMG inspired by the PDW, as well as the MK78 light machine gun. There's then the Polis energy-based launcher, as well as the Shock Baton melee weapon. Keep in mind, some of the weapons I did mention do have mastercrafts that you can acquire from the Vault Edition, which we also have limited footage of right now. There's obviously a ton of weapons that still haven't been revealed, some of which we'll get our hands on during the beta, some of which will probably leak out soon, but there's a list going around of a bunch of rumored weapons that may be coming back from older Black Ops games that, of course, we could see before the end of the year, but I'm sure they'll also save a good stockpile of them for the 6 seasons of support. Now, fans were quick to point out what looks like the MR6 that could be seen in this zombie promo image, so that's another pistol that hasn't really been showcased yet, but I'm sure they'll also want to bring in some fan favorite weapons that were iconic and round-based many years ago.
Cat 40.
But the big takeaway here is that day one, we're going to be seeing 30 different weapons, with 16 of them being never-before-seen weapons within the entire Call of Duty franchise.
That's good.
Weapons that are quote-unquote returning from older COD titles aren't one-to-one remakes, but are just inspired by older weapons, as I mentioned with the Peacekeeper, the PDW, even the Rampart. Now, I already made a separate video going over the weapon prestige system, all the camo rewards, and more to do with progression. That'll be linked down below. But what I'm guessing is that with the launch of Season 5 Reloaded, as we saw last year in the title update before the BO6 beta, I think it was around Season 4 of MW3, a giant list of beta-related content, weaponry, upgrades, all of that will likely end up getting leaked out a couple of weeks before the beta even begins for BO7. So in that case, I'll of course make a safe and follow-up video to this one, talking about everything that was discovered. I've also seen a lot of criticism for the lower weapon count that we're going to be seeing at launch. The thing is, so long as we're getting a good like 4 to 6 weapons every season, which I know is kind of more than what previous seasons of BO6 have offered.
And then you gotta think about it. The reason being, bro, we're gonna have the other guns, LC10, Craig C, all that, all the other guns from last year. We finna have them bitches in this bitch. So the Amy, the, you know what I'm saying? Shit, what's the the Jackal, the Wasp, the Saw, all that. Every gun they dropped last year, we finna have that the first season. So we're finna be, how many guns we had last season? We still got season 5 coming. You're gonna have like 40 fucking guns coming through. So with the 30, we're gonna have 70 guns in the game by season 1.
So long as that's the case, I don't really have an issue, especially considering how many mastery camels we can earn during launch and even the preseason. We're talking 4 for MP, then 4 for zombies, 4 Warzone, 4 campaign. I'm okay with having a smaller weapon count at launch, since there's going to be quite a few camels to grind for on those weapons, then adding a ton more weapons during the live seasons. Obviously, older Call of Duty titles that launched with like 40 to 50 weapons did that because there really weren't any DLC weapons added during the post-launch.
Yeah.
But the last thing I'll end with is regarding a statement on Pick 10.
I might get the zombie
The
one.
press recently interviewed Treyarch following the Black Ops 7 Direct, and they asked Treyarch about why Pick 10 hasn't been brought back yet. Multiplayer dev Matt Scronce did say, and I quote, "We haven't brought it back yet because I'm not convinced it's better." And I honestly agree with them. I mean, it's cool to see a Pick 10 system in a futuristic COD because just about every other futuristic COD way back when had a Pick 10 system, but look at the new overclock upgrade system, for example, right? There's so many different things you can modify, and there's 2 upgrades for every score streak, field upgrade, and perk, which is going to be worth its own video once we know what all of them are. But imagine if that system was trying to work with a Pick 10 system. I feel like that's just too restrictive if you're like, hey,
Cause now you gotta get creative. Like, I want this to have this right here. I want this to have this. Ain't Street supposed to be by themselves? But nah, I like the reason we like Pick 10, the COD community like Pick 10, cause look at what's going on now. As soon as we find out what's the best attachments, that's it. Nigga ain't the shit else to do. I'm just grinding to get this. You already know Warzone niggas grinding they shit for Warzone. Nigga, you already know niggas about to be in these Warzone scrolls about to be in multiplayer for the first month, getting shitted on. I can do this. Come on now, but the reason Pick 10 better, you got to be more precise on what you want to use. Pick 10 from perks, attachments on your guns, pistol. Did I say perks already? Oh, grenades, tags. It's better. It's better. Wild cards, your primary. It's better. So I want a little bit more attachments. So I'm gonna take this perk. Ain't gonna have it. You know what I'm saying? You can do shit like that so I can have an extra perk. That's why it's better.
hey, I have to run a certain amount of attachments, a certain amount of perks, and I also have to save a point or 2 for the overclock system. I know some of you will think, oh, well, just have overclocks be separate from Pick 10, but at that point, it's kind of breaking the immersion a bit of how Pick 10 works. Although Pick 10 is simple for, I think, anybody to understand, I think once you start having all these separate features like overclock that exist next to Pick 10, it kind of makes Pick 10 redundant by the end of the day. Now, I also think with the specialty bonuses that perks now offer, right? If you run 2 of the same perk in one column, you'll get a specialty now. I know it was actually 3 back in Black Ops 6. That's also a system that kind of gets put into question if you're limited to Pick 10. I mean, you can change it to Pick 13 or whatever. I know there's other ways they can probably work around this, and I'm sure at some point in the future, we'll see some flashy marketing for a new COD that says Pick 10 is back. But I think with the current systems they have in place, which are shared with Zombies and Warzone, that's probably why they're not going to go back to Pick 10, at least for Black Ops 7. But the way I see it, the more you can equip and the more upgrades that are offered for a bunch of items, the better. That means more replayability, more experimenting, and I think just a better interface for those that want to have as much fun as possible. But that is about it. This has been DK Dynamite. Leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on...
I'm fucking with everything I'm hearing. I always Pick 10 come back because BO2, BO3, IW, they all had Pick 10. Once we started having Gunsmith, everybody got the same class set up. But I'm out of here. Let me know how y'all feel about everything.